Welcome to the No Name Podcast with three or four Trinis, depending on what day you catch us. I'm Omari Richards and I support Arsenal.
Kevin Spence, big Chelsea supporter.
It was Jason. I'm an Arsenal fan as well. So, so there's a lot of Arsenal bias on this podcast.
That's all
Uh,
right. That's all right. We'll live with that. We'll live with that. The people will live with that. So we wanted to jump into some of the fixtures that are happening and talk about the fixture difficulties for the beginning of the season. So I don't know if one of you all wanted to kick it off. And you could see that, or you may make it a little bigger.
I can
no,
take it
that's
on.
good.
Okay,
Uh,
so I mean, we could
so yeah,
just.
what do you guys think about the fixtures?
I mean, the first thing that like is you can see now is like Liverpool's first game. I mean, talking about Ipswich. So
I think Liverpool for 7 games is like,
yeah,
yes, they have a
Liv-
pretty good run of games where I think are all winnable. I mean,
you
maybe
should have.
Manchester United might be a bit difficult, but I mean, it's early on in the season, and I think anything can happen in all the games. But yeah, I think most of those games are winnable for them. I haven't really looked at much preseason games for Liverpool, but I think they have won quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you want to start? You want to start with Liverpool or just want to go team by
Well,
team?
yeah, well, let's start with Liverpool. We're already
Yeah.
talking about them.
I mean, you watch the Arsenal game against Liverpool. Anybody?
Watch the highlights.
You watch the highlights?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Salah, bro. Salah just
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
he
he
looks
he
in
cuts his hair and he
every
looking fresh.
looking fresh. Like I was watching how the Arsenal players was looking gassed. Liverpool players looking gassed. Just Salah, just like he just ready to keep running, bro. Like that's the thing. Especially, I mean, he's the best fantasy player in the game. Well, over the past like what 5 years.
That's real.
So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
honestly, don't think you could start a game without Salah. That's my opinion. Any of y'all
So,
like fantasy
yeah,
players though?
I definitely agree. I mean, he's bound to score goals. Um,
What was
I
his price
think.
point?
12-5.
I,
12.
let's not get into prices just
Yeah.
yet.
I mean, if you take the prices out of it, yeah. I mean,
I mean, I believe he is Liverpool's penalty taker, so off the bat, he is definitely a top pick from Liverpool. Um, but who else do you guys think we should pick
well,
from Liverpool?
whoever is their striker for this run, I would want on my team as well.
Is
You
it
And
think
the
so,
two
He has
boy?
ish,
Nunez? You think he has Nunez?
we don't know yet, right? So,
But who else would it be? Gakpo?
It could be
yeah,
Jota.
Jota started
Yeah, I feel
preseason.
like it might be Jota in the center, and if Jota stay fit and in form,
Yeah,
dog, that's
seven
real
Uh,
like.
five. Yeah, I mean,
But not enough for fantasy, but it's too much of a risk.
I mean,
yeah, because I think that there's options, and with Salah there isn't option. Salah will start, so
All
it's
right,
less of a risk in choosing Salah. Um,
what about the defense?
Trent.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, you
you know
cannot
I
have
feel
him,
about
boy.
Trent,
You
bro.
cannot
Like,
have him.
I
I mean,
mean,
as vulnerable as he is defensively, I mean, those assists, those
okay,
crosses, bro,
yeah,
it's like
like
you have to have him.
when you're
I
playing
mean,
fantasy, bro, and you have Trent in your team, or if you don't have Trent in your team and you're
yeah,
watching Liverpool
yeah,
play, bro, is the most terrifying thing ever.
That's real.
yeah.
So, I
Especially
mean,
when you're in a mini league, and
yeah,
he's just one of those players where you're gonna get points,
yeah,
Yeah.
and if you don't have him, you're just gonna get a setback.
All right,
yeah.
you
You
get
see somebody get
separated.
foul on top of the box, and you
Yeah,
see him put the ball down.
I
Yeah,
feel
it's a
like
scary time, bro.
there are certain players where we could talk about it. Haaland for City, you have to have him because he's
Yeah,
gonna score goals, he's gonna get you points. Um,
you want to go to we could go to City now, you know, because they
Yeah,
have
go
good
to
yeah,
players,
City.
bro.
yeah.
I mean, you see that Chelsea game, and you're just like celebrating after seeing preseason.
Yeah,
Bro,
man.
don't don't get too
Like
gas.
keep that form.
Don't get too gas. When Cucurella come on, Cucurella said Haaland is
Bro,
afraid of
oh my
him.
god. Bro, I don't even want to.
Nah, but
So you
yeah,
starting with
he
Holland?
is.
You all starting with Holland?
Oh, for sure.
You had
For
to
sure.
start with Haaland, man.
You
Wow,
can't
so
not start
Salah
with
and
Haaland.
Haaland, that's
Yeah, you have
is
to have
bread.
Ozil and
I,
bro.
I, I almost didn't have him, but I was like that risk, boy. The risk of not having Haaland is licks, is licks.
That's the thing for me. It's like you want to start have a good start, and most people have Haaland. So if you
Yeah.
end up not having him and he score a brace or hat trick,
Yeah, that's the thing. He
bro,
scores
you
he scores a lot, but some games he scores two or three, and that's
Right.
that's where the point's gonna be, right?
because
But if
if they have him, they captain him. So like you're
yeah,
already behind everybody that like is real panic stations if you don't have Haaland in your team. And
but
honestly,
if
last year when I won my the private league because I had Haaland because I
yeah,
don't know
for
why people
sure.
didn't have him, but it was a cheat code, bro.
Yeah,
Like, what you
it
doing?
is, it is a cheat code for sure. But
So
even if you
yeah,
look at the run of games, I mean, Haaland does have some games where he barely touches the ball. He might
Yeah,
have a
true.
bad game. He doesn't get any service. But I think in bigger games like Chelsea, he is going to score. I mean,
It,
I have seen Chelsea preseason. They're still learning a new system, it's a new coach. But yeah, Haaland is going to find the space and score goals. And even in those teams that might have a low block, I mean, all he needs is one chance,
yep,
and he's gonna score, right? And I
yeah.
mean, look at the run of games that they have: Chelsea, Ipswich. I mean, you can't not
yeah,
have him with
yeah,
Ipswich.
that
Yeah,
first four, that
Ipswich.
first four.
That first four, right?
You have to
But
have
Um,
them.
and
Ipswich is
even Arsenal. I mean,
nah, nah, nah,
I'm
nah.
not
Don't take it that far. Don't take it
take
that far.
no, no, no. But again, I don't know if he's a big game player. You all might be able to say if he is, but
I,
um,
I scared. I still whenever he plays Arsenal, I still. I mean, Saliba is holding him up on thing, but I still be scared, bro. It's Holland and it's just
yeah,
City, bro. Like they could.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It's just quality, clinical. But yeah, now
exactly, right?
so just like off of that, right? Like, so we have Salah and Holland in your team, right?
Yeah.
Who like how are you gonna decide who to captain for these first two games?
I
Because
I think I think for Liverpool versus Ipswich, you have to go Salah, bro.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
But listen, Chelsea's defense is in shambles. I'm telling you, you know this. Like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
I
but
might
but let's say Chelsea has a really good game defensively, and
like
um
was he like you probability of them having a real good game, bro, against City in the first game, bro. Let's be real. Like I know, okay, favoritism aside, bro. I
no, but
just
all right, okay, fair enough, fair enough. But let's say I just think in Salah versus Ipswich, Ipswich has never been in the Premier League.
yeah. I
This is
mean,
a
there's also we don't really know how they're gonna play. I mean, we know how they from preseason. We know how they're gonna play under the new coach, but like
All right.
we don't
yeah,
really
but
know how much.
just the pace of the Prem dog, like. I don't
That's true.
see
Just how
Salah
experienced they're
not
just gonna be then,
scoring.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, how many players you know in Ipswich team?
The youth man that was on Arsenal, and then you sell him to Chelsea, and
Yeah,
then
Omari Hutchinson, right?
Hutchinson. That's the only one I
And
know.
I mean, I think he might be later on because Ipswich runner games. Let's see, Liverpool, Man City. After those
Yeah,
two games, you might consider him in your team because he is very
Right.
skillful, right? And he was
yeah, they have
their
a good run after
season.
those first games.
He was their player of the season last season. Um, And I mean, demand good. He will probably get a lot of assists because he's a winger, but he also scores goals, right? So he's gonna be like thunder against for against those defenders, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
might be a good differential play going into that third game we go forward for a bit.
yeah,
I don't
one
know if it's
one one
prices,
team
but
that has
uh,
I th we'll get into prices, but one team that I think has a decent run of easy games, and I think is a good consideration for their players is Nottingham Forest. Besides the Liverpool game, of course, but they have some pretty manageable games. Um, what you guys think about that?
I think
yeah,
it
I mean,
makes
on the
sense. I feel like the only person from Nottingham that are good is Gibbs White because he on
Right.
penalties. The man play had a solid season last season.
Does he score a lot of goals? So
Sometimes,
he's a
sometimes.
playmaker, yes, but I feel like a lot of he has the pre-assist to the assist, you know?
Yeah, sometimes
Right, right.
on at least on Nottingham, like he's have to go deep to get the ball and bring it
Yeah,
up.
I mean,
So like
don't get me
sometimes
wrong, he
he's play like a deep playmaker, like deep lane playmaker, and like those
he's
guys.
definitely a bowler, but
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
when you think of the other players in Nottingham Forest, there's Hudson-Odoi, Ilanga, um, they have this guy up front, I can't remember his name.
Chris
Chris
Wood.
Wood, yeah, Chris Wood.
There's Chris Wood, and then the other guy, I think he's Nigerian.
Yeah, Taiwo.
Yeah, but I think he's more injury prone, right? But you know, there are a few players to select from that definitely would be at a lower price point compared to the bigger teams.
Yeah, I
That's
like
true.
Hudson-Odoi at his like price point.
My thing with Hudson-Odoi, I don't know if he's going to start. I
He's
mean,
definitely starting. Who's gonna start over him on that team? He ended the year really good too. Like
yeah, but I mean,
he was like Robin, and he just cut inside and
yeah,
just
yeah.
kill the
Don't get me.
team.
I know about Hudson-Odoi,
Yeah, but like on
but
this team, he have real like opportunities to shoot because they need it. So I don't know. I think he's a
fair
pretty
point,
good
fair
pick.
point. Yeah, especially at
Um,
his price point. So you know,
yeah, for sure.
he's definitely an option. I think Gibbs White is also a good option.
Yeah, I like both of
And
them.
Wood is also a good option on top. He's
Chris
a
Wood is
he's
a
a
Yeah,
great option.
scorer.
yeah,
If he's starting, I don't know how much minutes he'll be
Right,
sharing
right.
with
He might be a
Taiwo,
right.
but if he's getting minutes, like he gets a lot of chances. Like he's
right.
Troy in front of goal all the
He's
time,
quite
but
a big guy too.
yeah, but he definitely I mean this run of fixtures, Bournemouth, they're probably in shambles right now. I don't know.
Yeah, Solanke leaving too, boy.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah, to
that's
Spurs.
rough.
I mean, Solanke to Spurs is also something to
that
consider.
a big move.
Yeah,
I think he will get fed quite a bit. Um,
yeah.
and he's a striker.
Let's go
Yeah, go to
to
Chelsea.
probably Chelsea.
Chelsea, okay, let's go.
Yeah,
Well, let me hear you guys' opinion first, and then I will jump in.
I'm
Well,
staying
I think
far
if
away.
yeah, you go ahead,
No,
Judge.
I'm just staying far away, bro. I don't trust the defense at all.
No players from Chelsea.
No. I still think the attack. I mean, during preseason, the attack was looking very good. Like, y'all getting a lot of chances, a lot of shots on target. It's
Right.
just the defense I don't trust. So I'll stay far away from the defenders and goalkeepers. And Cuckoo
Yeah.
looked really good, and then when he was playing that eight position, he was getting into the box a lot, playing striker a little bit, and then yeah, no, that's it. And Palmer obviously because he's probably gonna have majority of the opportunities in the
Yeah. Yeah.
other team's box. So there's those two and Cuckoo Palmer. That's it for me. If I go that way, I don't think so though.
I
Yeah, I feel the same way. Nkunku definitely, but then they have the worry in their head about injury and with all these new players on the Chelsea team, how they're actually gonna play coming into the season. And then Cole Palmer is just a straight baller, dog. But that he started off last season as 5 million, and now he's 10.5 is a big change. And I feel like yeah,
yeah.
you gotta see how he plays a little bit
We don't
first
even know where he's
before
gonna be playing.
right.
We haven't seen him yet, so I don't know how he works in the system because he was so ball dominant last year. I don't know if it's gonna be the same way this year based on this
That's
new
true.
system. So I just gonna it's a wait and see for me.
Yeah, I hear you all. I think the interesting thing is that Chelsea's run of games after the City game, I mean, it should be winnable. Of course, we don't know how Chelsea is going to play under this new coach. We all saw the preseason games, and I mean, the defense was quite vulnerable. But I think, you know, the new coach, Maresca, said that he's trying to break the habit from last season with playing a high line. And we saw that that was the main problem in preseason. They were playing a high line and they weren't running back fast enough. Men looked tired. Not only that, but I don't think there's a set back four. You know, Rich James played all how much ever preseason games, but he's not going to start the first 3 games because he has the red card from last season, right? So I agree with you. Choosing a Chelsea defender may not be the best thing.
May not.
I say that because I have a Chelsea defender in my team, but we'll get to that.
All right.
But I think the attack, I don't know. Again, I have to wait and see on how they set up because again, the system that they're playing is almost like a 4 in the back with one of the fullbacks going into midfield in attack. And then they have 2 number 8s, 2 wingers, and then a striker and a number 6. But in preseason, and Kunku was playing the number 8, right? But what does that mean for Enzo Fernandez if Palmer comes in? Does Enzo not start? Because unless Palmer plays on the right and Madueke gets benched, but Madueke had a real good preseason, so it's kind of unpredictable because Chelsea's been saying that they see Palmer as a number 10 to play more central, but if Caicedo or Lavia plays in that number 6 position and Nkunku play in the number 8, it just leaves one free number 8 position up, right? So they just bought this guy KDH, and then
new players. So
Real names, real new
just
names.
bought Pedro Neto, which is a surprise signing. He has the potential to be a baller. I'm seeing news that Juventus is interested in Sterling, so Sterling might go. But we don't know who's going to start for Chelsea.
Yeah, and I don't want to spend too much time on Chelsea because
Right, it's a fantasy time. Chelsea's not at all. Who next? Who next?
I think
Newcastle,
Aston Villa.
Oh,
Aston Villa is a good shout
Yeah,
because
Aston Villa is great. Yeah.
we're looking at these fixtures. Aston Villa, besides Arsenal, it's pretty good fixtures, right?
Yeah.
Now, the go-to to Aston Villa for me is Watkins. Watkins going to score goals, right? But he's also 9 million.
Yeah.
And when you look, I mean, I don't want to get too much into prices yet, but when you look at Haaland at 15, Salah at, how much is Salah? 12?
12, yeah, 12.5, something like that.
And then Watkins is 9
It's
million.
difficult. It's
It's
definitely
tight.
difficult to get him in there, but you can. And
Yeah.
I I don't know if you want to get him for those first 2. Maybe from game week 3 on, you definitely want him because I mean Leicester, Everton, Wolves, Ipswich. I
But
think you have to have I think you have to have him because
my, mhm.
that run of fixtures, he could go on to score like 20 points easily.
I think he could also score against Arsenal, and I mean,
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm just saying, from game week 3 to game week 7.
All right.
yeah, for sure,
I
for
mean,
sure.
I think I'm
But
probably gonna if I don't start with him, I'll probably get him for the Leicester game for sure
some,
because
but how many players will you have to shuffle to afford him? I mean, I don't know how much money you have in your bank right now, but
that's a good point.
and I think that's why for me at least, I want to get him in from now so that I could have a structure that allows him to, you know, fit into
Yeah,
the
no, I
system
agree.
without
I think
having
if you
to
could fit
make
him in,
too much changes.
if you could fit him in with Haaland and Salah, I mean, so yeah, of course, do it. But like, if you wanna try to play the fixtures and try to get him in after Arsenal, I mean, Arsenal is the best defense in the league. I mean, we all agree, right? Best
Yeah,
defense in the league.
100%.
Okay, so like, yeah, he has a chance to score against Arsenal, but I would prefer to get him in game week 3
Yeah,
and
fair enough.
run those fixtures. If I have to
But
move around 1 or 2 players, I think it's worth it for him. So
I will still give Aston Villa a chance against Arsenal because I mean they did beat you all last
yeah, of
season
course,
twice,
of
right?
course.
Or was it once?
They might have done it double. I don't remember, but
I think they did the double. I could be wrong, but yeah, I want to get him in from day one for me.
okay.
The alternative is to at least get somebody from Aston Villa in there. Um, I know, and I'm sure how much Bailey is, but Rogers is a good shout. I'm not sure if he'll start. Um,
Omar, you said
that's it.
Rogers.
I have Rogers on the squad right now.
You have him at his Okay, tell me about Rogers, because everybody.
No,
had
Rogers is a baller,
team.
bro.
Tell me about Rogers, bro. Because everybody had Rogers, and I don't really. I mean, I see it because he's probably gonna start the first couple games, and he ended the last season like really good. I probably
Yeah.
will have him on my bench, but I mean, I don't know.
I was back and forth, bro,
Yeah.
because I just feel like Watkins gonna score the goals, but he might get a lot of assists.
Yeah,
He'll
because
be he'll be
he's
playing on that
into the
left wing.
box away. And
Yeah.
he's getting to the box and
And remember,
cheap.
he's a former City player, so
Oh,
he
really?
have
I
that.
don't know. It was my first year
Yeah.
hearing about. I mean, I heard about last year, like the last couple of games, he was scoring a bunch. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
seems as though he has the confidence of the manager. So
But
he
who
probably will
typically
start.
starts for Aston Villa on the left wing? I mean,
Yeah,
I
he
knew
starts now, but I think they're in for what was his name from Atletico? Um,
um
what was his name?
Felix.
Felix Zhao. So if they get Zhao in there, I don't think he
Yeah, I
starts.
mean, fair
Because
enough.
Bailey is a good shout for that
Yeah.
team.
But
Like
I
if he
mean,
starts in
how
six
much
five,
is he? Not like
he's
I
six
think he's
five.
like. Oh, okay.
Six.
Yeah, I think that's a great price for Bailey.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I think the bigger challenge with Aston Villa is that they're in Champions League. So like, what that look like for their squad?
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, early on, when does Champions League start?
it starts
I
early this
think
year
yeah,
actually. I
game
think
week 5 maybe. I think
game
around game
five.
week
Yeah,
5.
so
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, to
yeah,
think about
that
these
is
kind
a
of things.
big factor for Aston Villa. I forgot
Right.
about that. So
I
yeah,
think it's good to take the risk now, um, with their players,
for
because I mean
sure.
they have a lot of easy fixtures now, but later on the fixtures might get harder.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean, who y'all want to talk about next?
I wanted to go Newcastle because they
Let's
have
see.
really good
Let's see
run of fixtures.
Newcastle. I don't know. I don't have any Newcastle players, bro.
You know, Isak, boy.
What?
Yeah,
What? Wait, what? You
yeah,
don't have it?
you're like the first person I picked.
Bro, Isak is number one on my team, bro. 8.5 is
Yeah.
way too cheap for Isak. Isak should be at least 9.9. He should be at least 9.5, bro. He's that good.
No, don't get me wrong. He's a baller. I agree, but
Eight five
I
is way too cheap
I
for
had
him.
to balance my side, but
We'll balance it with Isak. That's all I was saying. Because, bro, they're playing Southampton first, bro. Like, there's no
Yeah, that
way.
was good.
So for you, it's between those two.
Isak and Watkins, and I went Watkins.
Anyone walking? I mean, is for me is both. If I have to have Watkins, I'm getting Isak as well.
Yeah,
And
but
then
you're
probably
gonna
top it
have
with
Isak,
Salah.
Watkins, and Haaland.
I mean, it's doable. I don't have them right now, but I could
All
probably fit
right.
them in.
Yeah.
Um.
Welcome, we'll see.
Oh, let's
What's up?
see.
What's up? What's up? What's up? You see, man.
Yeah. So basically, we talking about the fixtures. We reached
Oh, so
Newcastle. We
you have
spoke.
Isak in your team?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bro, yo, Kevin, I don't know. I mean, everybody.
We will get to our teams. We will see.
Yeah, I'm about to send in my team to you, Omar, right now. But yeah. So Isak is straight in for me. I mean, I don't even know if we have to really talk about him. He's probably my like top favorite
First,
player off
yeah,
on
it's the first
on
player
Arsenal.
on this squad.
Like if we get
So
him,
so
that'll be
between
amazing.
Isak and Watkins, you're going Isak.
Yes,
100%.
100%. Like what?
Okay.
He's
I
a
have both.
baller, bro, and the man don't miss, and he's
Yeah.
getting real good chances, and he's on pens, and he plays for a really good team.
Is he
that
on
has really good
pens? Yeah.
fixtures. Yeah, he's on pens. Um,
No,
so
I
and
still going
once he's
Watkins,
fit,
but
he's
that
just.
that's the thing. Might get injured first game.
I mean, if he's, I mean,
Nah.
anybody could get injured, but once he's fit, I'm going with him. I'm probably gonna ride him for the rest of the season, obviously, because he's that good.
That's a good talk.
Yeah. And
How
his
much
rating
goals he
is,
scored last season?
I don't know.
We Google
At
that.
least 20. Honestly.
At least 20.
I think so. Let me make
He
sure.
had 21 goals last year, 4
Yeah.
assists on 20 xG and 2 XA. So like,
Okay.
just like clinical. I mean, yeah,
Oh, yeah, I
Watkins
need to-
Watkins had a lot of assists that last year. And his XA for last year was not like he exceeded his XA by a lot.
Right.
But yeah, so I don't know. I like Isak for the first one, like 5 fixtures, and
Yeah.
then I'm probably just gonna keep him in my team. Honestly, 8-5 for Isak is too
Well,
cheap.
I guess a factor is that they don't have European football, right?
Yep.
So that's another factor for real to
Yep.
consider. I know we spoke about Aston Villa having Champions League, and they might do a lot more rotating. So those are things to consider as well.
Umar, you have
Um,
anybody else?
I toying with the idea of Gordon right now, but I feel like I'll sell him for someone else. But
Really?
how much is
he's the
Gordon?
next 7.5.
7-5.
7.5.
But those
Yeah,
fixtures, it's just like for
right.
me, it's the fixtures, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to have somebody from Newcastle.
I just think you have to. I think you need. I personally think. I mean, what is his ownership? Isak's ownership must be crazy.
It's like 40, 50,
40%,
55,
yeah.
55.2.
55.2. So like, majority of players have him. So
All right.
that says a lot to me.
And when you compare that to Watkins,
Watkins is pretty high too. I'm pretty sure.
It's 48.
40%. Yep.
my thing is you can't not have Haaland, and maybe you could have Haaland, Watkins, and Isak. I mean, some men might do that, but then you can't have Salah, right?
Yeah, they did a good job this year of like what the like value of theirs. So
All right.
props to them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Alright.
I like Gordon. What do you think about Newcastle?
Hall, Dewsbury Hall as well in
Yeah.
defense. Pretty solid
That's
choice.
because
Is he
Because you're
starting?
on Paulo Murray.
Shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
last name.
What about Trippier?
I was thinking of Trippier, but then every time I go on Instagram, I see he linked to leave or he don't want to be there or something.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's too iffy now, too.
Interesting.
But yeah, their
What?
defense should be better this year. They're looking at Guehi. If they get Guehi,
Yeah, so that.
Pretty serious backline.
that's a top player, bro. So
What y'all think about Manchester United? Y'all taking any risk with any of their players?
Nah.
I look at
Nothing
it.
for
I'm staying
right
far
now.
away from that. Brother.
Yeah.
I'm all set on them.
Maybe Rashford later in the season or
I started
Garnacho
with
at some
Rashford
point.
last year,
But
and that was the worst thing I could do. I started with Firmino last year, worst thing I could have done. That's why I was so low.
I just feel like Bruno's the only one to
that's
consider
true.
really because he's the only one you're gonna look at a United game be like, oh shucks, he had 2 assists and a goal and 5 shots. And
Yeah, Bruno, and I think Garnacho as well. Garnacho
Yeah.
always gets a
Mm.
lot of chances.
very productive.
Yeah, just real direct.
But yeah, if Bruno is playing, like, because they need another midfielder in that team, and they haven't gotten them yet.
I mean,
They're looking
who
at
knows?
Ugarte, but I don't think they're gonna get him. So
Mount might be like a new signing for them.
That's true.
I mean,
I
Mount
forget.
looked good against Arsenal. You know, he was getting a lot of chances. But
I mean, if he could be the player he was like under Tuchel, then you never know.
yeah,
But
he was playing like he was playing like a 10 against Arsenal. He
yeah,
was kind of like box, like going into the box late. But yeah, no, Mount, yeah, but I think United is wait and see for me.
yeah.
And I feel like the last team we probably had at least one of the last teams that I talk was Arsenal because I don't think we talk about Arsenal. So
Yeah, we should talk about Arsenal now. Let's say he's here.
I mean, before Arsenal, let's just touch on Fulham because I mean they have a pretty decent run of games, and I think there are a few players on Fulham. I mean, your Arsenal boy, Smith Rowe, could be a good buy, yeah. I mean, I haven't watched any of their preseason games, but I feel like he's a player that would get a lot of game time, and he would be in a position to score goals. So that's a good shout.
Could be
I
the
mean,
Palmer of the season.
and another their striker. I remember the end of last season, he was just scoring goals for fun. What's his name, Omari?
Moniz.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
like Moniz.
so
Yeah,
he's a striker option for sure because his price point is pretty good.
right.
Yeah,
And that
I
first
think he's
game,
undervalued. I think he's
yeah.
five, or is he 6'0"? Is he
Nah, I
5'5"?
think he's 6. I think he's
6?
Yeah,
6. Yeah.
6.
I mean that's still pretty cheap for him. Honestly, he gets a lot of
Yeah,
transfers.
yeah.
And the way that Silva have them set up, they just attack, bro. The only thing I'm a little cautionary about that first game is they don't play as well away from home.
Okay.
So I'll be a little bit worried about them against United. Leicester, they'll score. Ipswich, I have to see Ipswich defense, but they probably will score against them. West Ham probably will score.
Curious to see.
Yeah,
how
they
it
have good fixtures.
I mean, beyond those two players, I don't know who else you might consider from Fulham. But yeah, I think those.
Robinson in defense.
Maybe.
Robinson's a good shout.
Yeah, solid
Okay.
defender.
He's good,
The
pretty
American.
attacking, right?
America.
Oh yeah, for real.
Yeah. Also, Leno was one of the highest scoring goalkeepers last year. Like to the
Okay.
point where I think this year he's 5.0, which is kind of crazy. Like, there's no way a Fulham goalkeeper should be 5.0. That's just impossible, bro. Like, what are we talking about? They don't keep clean sheets. Like, yeah, he's got a lot of like save points and stuff, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Moniz right now on that team. ESR for me is wait and see. I don't know who's on pens. I don't know if Moniz is on pens. I don't know how that team's set up for that.
Yeah, I'll probably have to look at some of the preseason games and see how they set up.
Yeah.
I see it will be Smith for taking over.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to see Smith Rowe. I have to see it in like.
He scored in preseason, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, he did, but I mean, I still need to see it again. Premier League.
But his price point is pretty. I mean,
5.5.
decent.
I mean, he's competing with some good. There's a lot of good 5.5s in the game, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Midfielders. So like,
Yeah,
would you rather have ESR or Rogers?
I think ESR.
Really?
Yeah.
Omari?
I would go with Rogers at first and switch over to ASR later on.
Me too, because like those fixtures and also like Rogers just, I mean, he's just been scoring for fun. Like
and the Aston Villa team just like more
just
solid.
better,
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's wait and see for me for ESR. I like him as a player, but I'll still wait and see. Yeah. Okay. Where you want to go next?
Yeah, let's end with Arsenal and then we move on to the next topic. What are your thoughts on Arsenal? Let's see.
I want to hear say on Arsenal.
You have to go Arsenal defense, best defense in the world.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably
Okay.
the league. Maybe.
So who are you going with in the Arsenal defense?
Right now I have keeper and then Ben White. So Raya and Ben White.
Going with Raya,
White 6'5". Wow, that's a lot of trust you have in Ben White. I mean, I
have a
like.
fantasy philosophy. You have to go full backs over centre backs always.
I agree.
Unless
I
it's
agree
Van
that
Dijk
I'm
or
more
something.
about attacking full backs over centre backs.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But
like-
for me, I mean, yeah, defense for sure. I mean, it's not the best run of games. Aston Villa will be difficult. Spurs because of the rivalry, and well, City is City. But anything can happen in those games. But yeah, I will go with defenders from Arsenal for sure. For me, I think Saliba, because he's a cheaper option from the defense, and he will probably start every game.
And Saliba and Gabriel, same price?
Yeah,
this year?
same price.
Yeah,
Across even Califiori is 6.0, which doesn't make any sense to me. I don't even know what he's gonna be doing.
Yeah, I haven't seen him.
How much is Timber? Would Timber start? I mean, your could tell me.
He's injured.
He's still injured.
He's still getting over that
Damn.
injury.
ACL.
So it's gonna be Ben White, Saliba, For the starting game,
Gabriel.
it'll be Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and probably Zinchenko.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Especially after that game against Leverkusen.
Yeah, especially against Wolves, they're probably gonna have the ball most of the game.
That's true.
Yeah. So I don't
But
know what price
who else y'all
Zinchenko
will take from Arsenal
Saka, though, star boy.
to start?
Yeah, he's in my team, though, captain already.
I mean, bro, it's Saka, bro. What do you
That's
mean to start? Like, when we talking about Saka, it's
Like,
Saka.
man,
This nigga's
we
like,
all know Arteta don't not pick this man, though.
yeah,
Like,
the
this
man
man could
starts
have a
every
broken
game.
foot and he can't start. Like,
Yeah, I get that, but the price point for me very.
10? Cheaper than Palmer.
How much is he?
He's 10.
Yeah, it's
So
that's a
what
lot
do you
though.
think Saka should be priced at?
on penalties.
No, I don't get me wrong. I agree, but I mean, when you compare that to, all right, I'm looking at Arsenal run of games and looking at Liverpool run of games. I'm gonna go with Salah over Saka.
Agreed, because
I can't have both of them. I
you can't have
mean,
both of them.
because
But-
you everybody's gonna go with Haaland. If you're not going with Haaland,
Right,
and that's
so if you,
that's
but it's
15.
like, it's Saka at 10.0 or Salah at 12.5. So you could do a lot with that 2.5 mil, right? You could
I agree.
make your team a lot better with 2.5
Yeah.
mil. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you believe in Arsenal defense, and if you believe that they're gonna be the best team in the league, I mean, fixtures don't really matter, right? Like, what we
Yeah,
talking
but I wouldn't go with
what we really talking about right now? But nah,
it's just the price point for me. I don't get me wrong. I believe Saka will generate a lot of points. He will score goals. He will assist. But I just looking at the fixtures, and
Yeah.
I think I rather go with well, you'll see my team, but yeah, I will leave Saka out for now.
It's fair enough. I think he's a really good pick, regardless. You can't really go wrong with Solomon Saka. He's on pens. He's gonna play a lot of minutes. It doesn't really matter. Like for me, you can't really go wrong with him or Salah if you have to choose between.
Who else from Arsenal is? I mean, I know Odegaard was a.
Odegaard and Havertz.
Yep.
Yeah,
Odegaard and
So
Havertz.
where will Havertz play? Up
It
top?
doesn't matter if you look at his where he plays.
Right.
He always in the box. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
if
he's
he
like
plays,
a Roman target man.
Yeah, Roman target man. So even if he
I
plays his left side,
I think I have too much trauma from Chelsea days.
If they had
To
him
ever
just
pick
as a
Havertz.
midfielder, I would have him.
even if he plays midfield, he's still an option.
No, don't get me wrong. He's very. It's like the guy is everywhere. He runs. He gets into positions, but he will have a good game, and then he will have a real bad game where he does nothing at all. So
he don't do that at Arsenal. He always does
he
something.
has done that at Arsenal though.
Not anymore. Like at the end of the season, he was scoring and assisting for fun. He had more goals and assists in the last probably 15 games than Saka.
So you would pick Havertz.
Yes, he's a very good pick.
All right, I have to wait and see.
Starting striker for Arsenal. Come on, bro.
Once you get around
Target
track.
man for Arsenal. It's
I still have to wait and
see. Like we know what he's gonna do. He's gonna
I just think he's inconsistent. And again, that's probably from my trauma from Chelsea days.
Okay, well, he's nailed. That's the first thing, right? There's not a lot of nailed players in the Arsenal team. So you want a nailed player. So for me, it's Saka, Odegaard, and Havertz. So those are three nailed attacking players, right? We don't really know what anything is about any of the other players. We don't know who else is going to start. Like, we don't know who's going to start left wing. So for me, if you could get a nailed player from the top,
he's bound to start. That's one thing he's consistent with. He will start.
He will start.
As long as he's starting, you could generate points.
Yeah.
So who's sharing their team first?
We're going into the teams.
Oh yeah, as long as you have something else you want to talk about.
Wait, how do I
Let me
share?
see. You going first, Jason?
No. I need somebody else.
Spence, go first now, Spence.
Let me see.
Spence had the gusto in the back, you know. Ni mucho gusto.
minutes.
Y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Right. Take it in. I want to hear your thoughts before I give my reasoning, or y'all want me to give my reasoning first?
I think you should give your reasoning.
All right, fair enough. All right, so goalkeepers, I think Henderson is a fair shout with Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
I think it was, how much was he? 4.5. I'm not gonna go with a expensive keeper. I don't think it makes sense. Um, in the back, I have Trent, Gusto, Baku, Saliba, and Ait Nouri. Again, like Jose said, go for fullbacks. Um, they're more likely to generate assists. You cannot go with Trent, especially for the first set of games. Um, I haven't watched any of Brighton's preseason games, but Baku, he's likely to start. And I think, as much as Brighton games, I think they have a few difficult games in the beginning. The fact that he's starting, I think, is risk-free. He might generate some points. He might get some assists because I think, from what I remember, he's a pretty attacking fullback. But then again, Brighton does have a new coach, which we don't know how they will play. Saliba with Arsenal, best defense in the league, I think. And for Wolves, I think Nouri is a pretty attacking fullback as well. Gusto, I think Gusto will still he will still be attacking, even though he's sort of, whether he goes into the midfield, or he will start for the first 3 games at least over Reece James, because Reece James is suspended. So I think he's still a good shout. In the midfield, I've gone with Smith Rowe for the reasons I mentioned before, just because Fulham has a good run of games. And I think he will start and he will be in positions to score goals. And Kunku, just because, again, I personally think Chelsea has a good run of games. But we still have to wait and see. But I do think he will start and he will create chances and score goals. You cannot go with Salah with the run of games that Liverpool have. And similar with Gibbs White. I think, as much as he doesn't necessarily score much, he might assist more than he scores, but he will create chances and he's on penalties. So you have to go with that. For the strikers, on Wings was just a cheap option, to be honest. I think he will get playing time. And, he might be on my bench most of the time. But for strikers, I'd go in with Watkins because I think Watkins will score lots of goals, especially before they start Champions League. You cannot go with Haaland. And I just feel like Antonio is a cheap striker option. And, I just want to give myself a bit of diversity in terms of the amount of teams. So, I believe West Ham will have some good fixtures. And if I have to switch him or add him to the team, he will generate some points. I mean, he's not the most consistent player, but when he scores, he does score. So it's a risk, but not so much. Let me hear what you all think.
So, I don't like Gusto. You know why?
Fair enough.
I think Smith Rowe is a wait and see for me.
Yeah.
Don't
get me wrong, this might change,
yeah. I like
but
Gibbs White.
It's between Gibbs White and Hudson Odoi, bro. I don't know yet, but Hudson Odoi is cheaper, so something to consider.
I mean, I any of their attacking players for this run of fixtures, I think you'll get points. Yeah, I mean, you should get points. I mean, it is they could just capitulate and just be bad, but
yeah,
the fixtures are there for them to get points. I I don't know about Antonio, bro. Like,
Yeah, I feel like he kind of been falling off.
But
Like maybe two
who do
games
you choose as a third striker for a cheap price? So I think
was
Antonio was like
how
five.
much do you have?
Do like Chris Wood.
True.
I think Chris Wood was 5.5. So and I believe I had maxed out at this point. So I think that's why he was
yeah.
the best. He was the best at that price point. So that
So
was my strategy
for
there.
me, it's like, is this the formation you plan to go with the rest of the season?
At least for the first game week. Um, we'll see. I don't know how Leicester is going to play because they have a new coach as well. Um,
Okay.
Wolves is
So
always a risk, but I think from the Wolves team, I think Aït-Nouri as a defender, he does get forward quite a bit. He does score goals. He does assist a lot. Um, and I mean, by game week 2, I can make a transfer if I need to.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, and that as the next little sus thing that I see here is like the 4 men in the back starting. I would try to prioritize a 5 midfield or 3 strikers,
Yeah,
but
you don't want to do
yeah.
that.
Yeah, um,
Because think
I
about it,
don't know,
right? Who's still not gonna get any points? He gonna get like
bro.
honestly. I mean, he could, but like likelihood is that they if they get 3-0'd, like he's gonna get negative points, bro.
I why I'm concerned on Gusto is because he might assist. Because I
Yeah,
don't see him inverting. I don't see him being the inverting defender, the fullback. I see Cucurella getting into the side and being inverting. And I think he will run up and down that wing like he used to last season. And if he gets a cross in, because it's likely that City will be the dominating team in that game, and there will be space on the counter attack. And I think he will get forward and he might assist. I could be wrong, but this is probably my Chelsea bias. It probably
fair.
is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
All right,
and that's
all
the thing,
right.
right? Like my team, I have one Arsenal player. I might not even start with him. So like
Yeah.
I don't
Fair
really
enough.
I love Arsenal, but like I trying to win my leagues, bro.
Right.
Trying to take over the
Money
league.
on the line,
Yeah.
dog. Money on the
So
line.
I put away my whenever I choose teams nowadays, I put away like when I like back when I just started.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
I have all my
But
favorite
wh
players.
why
I
I would have chosen I would have chosen Gusto is because the run of games that Chelsea has after the City game. Um, but I was really looking at attacking fullbacks. Um, I mean, I guess I'll see you guys team and see how you all approach it. But
Right, right.
this is what I think is feasible for now. Um, but I could take Gusto out and bring him in game week 2, but I still have to strategize because I have to see how Chelsea set up. Because I feel like Palmer is one to bring in going into the season eventually, and I have to figure out a way how I can bring him in.
Yeah, I agree. I think we probably all have to have a strategy for Palmer at some point.
Yeah.
But at this point,
Yeah, especially if his
I'm gonna
value
wait and
goes
see
up.
for I must wait and see for Chelsea, bro.
All
I
right.
love Nkuku. I want to fit him in my team right now. I think he's a lot of value at 6'5", but I just want to wait and see.
I just think the run of games that Chelsea have after the City game, I think Nkunku will put himself in a position to score goals. If they decide that he's gonna play the number 9, I'll probably take him out of my team because he's not as effective as a number 9.
Who's your
That's
second
fair.
pick there, man?
That's just a random player, bro. He was 4.0 and
Yeah,
he will work.
fits in
So
the team.
that was my strategy. I just needed to get as much revenue for the outfield
All right.
players.
So who next? Who next?
You want me to go? I can go. No,
Yeah, no, you
The-
go last then. You go last then.
Who won last?
Let me go last then. Let me go last then.
So he's still picking his team.
You want me to go?
Moving some pieces around.
You get to go, Jason, or you want to
Yeah,
go?
I could share my screen.
Let's see the squad. Let's see the squad.
So this is where I'm going first of all, right? Okay, wait, this is what I'm supposed. Let me get out of this. I made some transfers just because I was messing around with it earlier. So Pedro Porro, he been playing like a striker for Tottenham. I want defenders that have goal threat. Munoz playing like a striker for Crystal Palace. I just like you getting how it going so far. I want guys that could haul. I want like 2 goals from my defenders. So if you want a decent enough team that getting you the opportunity to do these things, also he's on corners, he's on set pieces. Munoz, I don't know if you watch Crystal Palace, but he basically plays like on that wing, like if he's always in the box for Crystal Palace.
I don't know much about him, but
bro,
he's a left back, but he's big.
just know he's a left back, but he plays like he gets a roam. So they have pretty good fixtures.
What about your goalkeeper?
So I wanted to have I'm kind of between Miguel from who's he on? Nottingham Forest because of their fixtures.
Right.
Because he's starting Nottingham Forest. I don't really know anything about him, but I just did the fixtures are real good, and he's 4-5. Like I don't wanna spend too much money on defenders. I mean on goalkeepers. So 4-5 for Miguel straight in, or I could go Henderson. I'm between him and Henderson. I just kind of worried about having 3 Crystal Palace players.
Yeah,
so
fair points.
That's one of the issues right now. I could probably go Ariola as well. But yeah, right now it's Miguel. They have the fixtures right now. I don't want to really be spending transfers on goalkeepers, but it is what it is. If they're just bad, I'll have to get rid of him. Barco, he's on set pieces. So and he's nailed right now. I mean, 4.0 starting nailed defender just to get value from, so I could get better midfielders and defenders. That's what I'm going with this defense, right? I wanted to have Trent, but the way that the team was looking, I couldn't afford him. It's just like 7 is really cheap for him. I really want him in this team. I might still switch around things to get him in the team, like get rid of Havertz and change Havertz to Muniz, and change like one of these guys to Trent. But for now, I don't have him. But I also haven't seen him play preseason yet, so I just kind of wait and see. I mean, no new coach, new system. I don't really know how he's going to be playing in that system. That's the kind of things I'm not sure about, but it's still Trent, so I have to figure it out. But for now, I don't have him. Mikolenko, I mean, Everton statistically has one of the best defense in the league. So I just want, and he's the most attacking defender they have. So in 4-5, that was pretty like a safe bet for me. And I assume they'll have clean sheets this year as well. I wanted to go with Pickford, but again, money is just tight this year. Went with Rogers because everybody says he's the star boy and he's gonna be nailed for the first 3 games, at least until they get in Felix or whatever. So Rogers is there for now. At 5.0, if he's actually nailed, I think he could be the palm of last year. So I want to get him in early because he could shoot up in price and just like give it up for him. Eze, I mean, he's on penalties. Arsenal have that team looking real good. I mean, we see how they ended last year. When Matata comes back, they could do what they did last year. They got like Olise is not there. I heard Zaha might be coming back.
So, so
if Zaha is back, Galatasaray. So Eze, I mean, he's on pens. Wait, if Zaha comes back, does he lose pens?
Maybe.
So yeah.
we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, as he's
For
still a
now, he's
bowler,
gonna be on pens, so I'm gonna keep him on
yeah,
my team, and he's 7.0, so that's value for me. If he moves to City, or I'd probably get rid of him. Gordon, his fixtures, he's really good at home. He always puts up numbers. I mean,
I saw he's linked to Liverpool.
I don't think he's going anywhere. Liverpool looking to get that guy from Zubimendi
Yeah,
from Real Sociedad. So I think that's their priority right now. So he should start for the season. And then Salah is obvious. He has the fixtures. Best player in the league in fantasy, so he's there for that reason. Haaland, I don't think I really have to say anything about Haaland. He's Haaland, bro. If you don't have Haaland in your team, you're not playing the game correctly. Then we have Isak again, like Haaland. If you don't have Isak in your team, you're not playing the game correctly. And then Havertz, I just wanted to have an Arsenal player just because not because of my bias, but because they are the second best team or the first best team in the league. So yeah, I kind of want to have an attacker from that team regardless. And it was either him for me or it was Odegaard. I could have gone Saka, but it's really hard to fit him in with Haaland and Salah. So I went with Havertz. He would probably get more goals and assists in these first fixtures than Odegaard, but we'll see. So yeah, that's his squad right now. Hardwood Bellis, he's nailed. Southampton winger, 4.0. If he comes on, he'll play. That's all I really care for my bench. Is guys that are nailed that will like come on the team just in case. For me, I mean, I'm gonna probably rotate Mikolenko with Barco a lot. Well, I'll probably rotate Mikolenko with Muniz as well on Pedro, depending on fixtures. I like to have at least one defender on my bench that I could rotate. So that's why I have him and not just another 4.0. But yeah, this is his squad from now, but it might change. It's what do you guys think?
I mean, it's a pretty balanced team, I think. I still not convinced on Havertz, but that's just me. Again with Isak, I think it's either Isak or Watkins. Isak is a baller, but I just feel like what if anybody could pull it up, what is Watkins XG compared to Isak? I mean, it's probably around the same, right?
I mean, I'm not sure, but again, I have 0.5 in the bank, so this is for game week 3. So I could switch Havertz to Watkins for that run of games. So I do have some budget just in case.
That's good. I think.
So I potentially will be going to Watkins, but for these first couple games.
So your strategy is to go with defenders that will play, but not necessarily get clean sheets, but might get assists.
Yep. And they also don't have bad fixtures. Like Crystal Palace doesn't have that bad of fixtures. They play Brentford, what West Ham and Chelsea. Come on, bro. Those are easy fixtures. What are we talking about? Hey.
No faith in Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean Chelsea. It is what it is. It probably will be a high scoring game.
Yeah.
But then they have Leicester, and then they have United and Everton. Like these games, they could get cleans in. Glasner is a really good coach, and
then he's an attacking defender. So
yeah, and he plays. I'm telling you, when you watch Crystal Palace, you'll see where his positions are.
Right,
like, it's crazy. He only got 4 assists this year, no goals last year, but his XG and XA and XGI it should be higher than this, honestly. But yeah, his positioning is just purely on positioning.
Yeah,
that's why he's on my team. Barco, I mean preseason, I mean he's scoring goals, he's assisting goals. He just has to be there.
Yeah, he's a baller for sure.
The fixture's not great. That's the only issue.
Yeah,
So I'll
yeah.
probably have to rotate him with Mikolenko. I'll probably start with Mikolenko, honestly. For the first couple games, based on their fixture. Yeah, I'll probably go Brighton against. I'll probably go Mikolenko against Brighton, and then switch them out. So it just depends on the fixtures, and I'll probably be flipping between these players. But yeah, that's it for me.
So who from I saw that you captain Salah for the first game over Haaland. I mean, I did the same, but what was your reasoning why?
I'm still not sure about that.
It's
I
switching.
really
Fair
am
enough.
not. Like, I could definitely go Haaland. I could triple captain Haaland, bro. Like at this point,
Yeah.
like I need to
No.
see something. I need to see Chelsea pass out the back and it's not looking shaky for me to not triple captain Haaland. That's all I need, bro. Because it's a mess of there. But I mean, Ipswich, they again.
Yeah.
But sometimes those away games, so those like small towns, is be tough, bro.
That's true.
They be difficult. So
Luton.
they could go there and put up a stinker. So I don't know. I just know that Haaland is just gonna score against Chelsea. Like I'm probably just gonna put captain on it right now and not change it. Isak could be a captain option this first.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But
Isak
for
is a
now,
good
it's gonna be
option.
on Haaland because there's no way he doesn't score. If he doesn't score, bro, I mean, you're the will boss Chelsea, bro. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, all right. So, Omar, what do you think about this team? Nothing? Anything you think I should do?
And I think it looks solid. The questioning thing in my head is the defense, as if they're gonna keep clean sheets and get points.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for game week 1 is a high probability. I mean, beyond that,
Every one
he
of
will have to
these
figure it out.
fixtures are gonna be attacking.
Yeah, I feel like one of the things you don't want to be doing is having to change your team a lot in the first two,
Yeah,
3 game weeks.
yeah.
Is like at least having a squad that you could just move around so you could get them transfers to build up. And
Yeah.
with the new rules of being able to have 5 transfers instead of 2, it's crazy. So
Yeah, that's gonna
whole
allow
different
people
ball
to
game.
plan a lot.
Yeah, but I doubt anyone will get to 5 game weeks without making a
People that
transfer. It's
forget
like if
their
you
team,
forget,
they'll end up with
that would have
5 and
helped
be
me
able to
last
complete.
season.
Yeah. But yeah, so all right, what do you think, Jose? Looking good?
Yeah, that's a solid team, and you fit all the big hitters in there.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Really the back line, but
Yeah, it is what it is. I might make changes. I might try to get Gaviol, what his name is? Guardiola. I want to kind of get him in somehow.
I feel like
If I change Havertz to like Muniz, I could get Guardiola in or Saliba. I do
I
like
think you
Guardiola.
need to try to get Trent in, bro. Like
Yeah, I like Trent too, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
just
But for me,
just based on Liverpool's fixtures.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
And talking about Trent there, you'll see many of the players that
shit,
you'll
you
already
see,
talk about. So
You see,
we
like, when I start
really
seeing
Good
men with
Trent
Trent,
advantage.
is like over for me, bro. I have to have him, bro. I see 2 men with Trent, is over for me. I might have to change my team tonight because that scare me, bro. That scare me. Like, you see, that's enough, bro. I already changed my team.
the run of fixtures, but the run of fixtures just
Yeah,
too
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Just too good. Just too good. So as you'll see, I think the 2 like budgety good keepers, Flecken and Henderson. So it's either you're choosing one of those. So I choose Flecken. That might change. This entire team might change, to be honest. But Trent is definitely staying on there. He ain't going anywhere for them first at least 7 game weeks or so. Anderson is a solid defender for Crystal Palace. A little more attacking than Gay. So we get some points. Jason already talked about Mikolenko, and I think him swapping just like the same way with Baku, I think is a good 2 players to have in the team at decent prices and probably get some good points. Then we have Salah, of course. You can't miss. Like I almost didn't have Salah. I had Saka at first, but I was like, nah, wait, them run of fixtures. I'll be crying. I'll be crying without Salah. So Salah's in the squad. Then we have Gibbs White. He's the one who I might change. and I guess maybe in Kunku as well. But Gibbs White, I think Kevin, you said you have him on your team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's same thing as Kevin. He's a starter, he's a baller on penalties, he'll score goals. So and a good run of fixtures. Then Eze is also a baller once again. I think as well as like when Mateta comes back, he'll even have more like assist power and stuff like that. And Kunku looking good in preseason. As we said, we ain't sure about Chelsea and what they're looking like. So, so we'll see if that stays there. And he's a 7.5 million too. So that'll open up some money to make some other moves other places too.
I think he might be
Isak
6.5, huh? In Kunku.
6.5.
I
Oh
think.
yeah. 6.5. You're right. But Isak Haaland, they had to be in the squad. Isak first name on the team sheet. Haaland. Can't take that risk, boy. Can't take that risk.
Yeah, I
Seriously,
think
man. Can't
that's the
take that
big
risk.
factor with Haaland. If everybody
Right,
else will have him.
right. And then I think Muniz is underrated bowler. I think he's gonna have a really good season. So he in the squad with Fulham. Then we have I think we have like a solid bench here. Like everyone could play and get points at any point. Fabianski, Robinson, Rogers, and Barco. So I think the team looking good, but we'll continue to think about it as the season approaches next week. We all saying about the squad.
um, I still not sure with who Fulham will start up front. I know he had a great season at the end of the season, Muniz, but I saw in a lot of the preseason games, Jimenez did start, but I feel like so I'm not sure. I mean, I guess we'll wait and see. But yeah, it's a pretty solid. It's kind of a mix between both Jason and I side so far. Um, but yeah, it's a pretty decent balanced side. Um,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I like um I like the squad. You have everybody's good calls on everybody. Everybody looks good. Do you have any money in the bank?
Nah,
No.
that's the one thing I'm thinking
No.
about. I have $0 in the bank, so I was thinking about whether I sell Nkunku or Gibbs White to free up like that point five or that 1 million.
I mean, you have a solid bench, so you could rotate it really well.
yeah, I agree.
I just again, I like Nkuku a lot. I just don't know where he'll be playing. Like,
I think he will start though, and that's the critical thing. That's the most important.
okay,
Um,
Striker too.
yeah, if he starts striker, then I agree as well.
yeah,
He's, I mean,
but the thing is, he's such a technical player that he will find himself in positions and he will be good on the ball to create chances at least. And I think that's why he's a good buy at 6.5.
yeah.
Um, I mean, if you want to bring him in at game week 2, because I mean, after that, Man City is a difficult game, but I think he's still a good shout.
Yeah, I mean, what I like about this team is that you could kind of it's set up in a way that there's a lot of options at each price point, right? Like if Muniz doesn't end up playing well, you can switch it over to Wood, and you'll be good over there. If
Yeah,
Gibbs White
true.
doesn't work out, you could move over to like Bailey or like I don't know if you know the guy starting every game for Brighton right now. He coming from Feyenoord,
Oh
Minter.
yeah, man. Yeah.
Bro, you see
Yeah,
his
he was.
highlights?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does
He's
yeah.
a
look pretty
baller,
good, eh?
bro.
But
Minter
Yeah, I might
is
pull
a
him in.
baller,
but
and he's 5'5".
Brighton's run of fixtures is not the greatest. That's
Yeah,
my only
that's the one
concern.
thing. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, what I like is it's versatile. You could pivot to other players pretty easily.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, Anderson, great pick.
What is Crystal Palace's full set of games? What are their fixtures?
There's pretty good fixers. Yeah.
So Brentford, West Ham, Chelsea, Leicester, United, Everton.
Yeah. Okay.
So
It's not bad. I mean,
Pretty good.
beyond Chelsea and Liverpool, maybe Man United.
Those are good attacking fixtures for them.
Yeah.
What do you all think about Mateta?
Well, he just lost the Olympic gold medal.
But he's in form.
He's in form.
Yeah,
That's one player
but
we know.
I think they'll rest him. No, they'll probably rest him.
Yeah,
Why did he rest?
They'll
Why did he
take him.
rest?
What do you mean? There's like
rested.
all the men playing in Euros, they get a rest. And
Yeah, but the Euros started early. He had a break from the end of the season.
they'll just go.
to Olympics.
You're right though. You're right. He a professional.
I think he will want to jump right in though. He's the type of player that wants action, and he wouldn't want to miss any games. Prem start. Yeah.
But if he does start from the beginning, he's in form. So I'm looking at him as like a serious consideration.
But he is quite up there in price though. I think he's like 7.5 or 7. I'm not sure.
No way he's
7.5 for Mateta is crazy.
How much is he?
7.5.
7.5?
Yeah, that's why I was like, nah, bro.
But in Glasner's like system.
He is the man.
A lot of chances.
How much is Havertz compared to that?
Havertz is 8.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, I like Mateta, but yeah, good. This is a good team, Omar.
I think Mateta is a wait and see as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but he definitely gonna be fucking scoring goals this
season,
bro.
Like he don't need no ramp up time. He just start playing.
Yeah.
RSA, let's see it. So some of the players that we didn't really talk about. We didn't really talk about Spurs. And they have decent fixtures. Because they play Leicester first.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see it.
Yeah, let's see. You have some Spurs players.
And they're picking up Kulusevski because Leicester and very cheap. I did just move around the squad quite a bit. That brought in Fabianski, Konsa. I also had Trent and Baku. Konsa is a little iffy one. He might be out of the squad before game week 1. So it Winks, not too sure. What's I doing? I might try to get a third striker instead. Yeah, I get Haaland.
But you see, there's already a template, like Haaland, Isak, Salah.
Yeah.
Is template already, bro.
Trent.
That's crazy.
Trent will probably be template.
Yeah.
And it will be Flecker or Henderson in goal.
Yep. And Baco is on everybody's team.
Yeah.
These two Southampton men I'm not too sure about.
Are they just bench people, like you don't plan to play them?
They're just the cheapest player I could find to make the squad work for now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so far, I mean, Winks, he not gonna get no points, bro. So,
yeah.
How much is Cresswell? Like, is he 4.0?
I think he's 4.
If he's, I mean, I don't even think he plays. You should get a 4.0 that plays.
Yeah, he's 4.
Yeah.
I like Konza a lot. I've been playing with Konza on my team. He's 4.5, right? Yeah. I think Aston Villa's a really good team. And
a good shout for Aston Villa was also Maatsen, but
yep.
I think he's expensive, bro.
What is he, 5?
I think he's 5, yeah.
That's not expensive for Maatsen. He's the attacking winger.
Yeah, but does he start over what's his name? I can't remember.
If you can't remember, he probably started.
Yeah, Maatsen.
The French guy who used to play for Everton.
Dean.
Luka Digne? Yeah, I don't think he get much minutes this year.
Yeah,
so Martin's gonna start, bro, and he's very attacking.
Yeah, that's my thing. He was on my side, but then I was like, the price point. Let me get a cheaper defender in, but he's very attacking.
I might go there, bro. I'm not even trolling. I might actually go Matson because I forgot about that Dean got his transfer in. I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but if he's confirmed starting, Matson is a really good pick at that
Yeah,
price point.
yeah.
5.0 on a top 4 team. Come on, can't really ask. Again, they have Champions League, so that's the only weird thing that you have to take into consideration.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, Konza is also, he's nailed. Great pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I mean, Kulusevski, is Kulusevski gonna start?
Yeah, I might go Brennan Johnson over.
I like Brennan Johnson.
It was in between two of them because they're the same price.
Yeah, I'll go Johnson. I mean, Kulusevski, when he plays, I mean, he's so good at the same move. He's like a Robin, right?
Yeah. Very effective.
It's like, I mean, other players like that's Madueke, but when you compare those two, Kulusevski is so much more effective. He creates chances, and I mean, with Solanke going to Spurs, he might get a lot of assists.
Yeah,
that's so crazy to me, though.
So is Kulusevski? What's his price?
No, 6.5.
6.5. So you prefer Kulusevski over Nkuku?
I just feel like I know what you're gonna do now.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And if he's nailed, I don't know if he's nailed though. That's the only problem with Kulusevski.
Yeah.
Because with Solanke back, I mean Son is going back on the wing, and then who's he competing with?
Madison in the middle.
Madison in midfield, and then who's on the right?
It's Johnson.
And then they also have Richarlison.
Richarlison will probably play on the left, but Johnson for sure is the right. And it depends on who they play. And I mean, Johnson is like pace, right? So really they're choosing that type of game. Yeah.
If I was gonna go with a Tottenham player in midfield, it would be Johnson or Son. Yeah. But he's 10.
Yeah.
How much is Son this season?
It's 10.
10.
Yeah, that's too much. And how much is Madison?
7.5.
8.5.
Yeah, still too much for me.
Yeah. But I like Son. I mean, like I said, I just like Son.
Yeah, it's got fit him in right now.
Yeah, I just can't fit him in.
And I think another good shout for exchange for Kulusevski would be Bailey in Aston Villa.
Yeah, I kind of want to have a yard man in my team, so I might go.
Yeah.
I think it's worth having a attacking Aston Villa player.
Yeah.
Rather than defensive, but I mean, Konsa could still be a good shout.
Yeah.
But I think Aston Villa will score goals.
Yeah. They're bound to do one this year.
I like this structure though. 3-5-2 works well because there's so many options in midfield. I've been debating going 3-5-2 or just staying at 3-4-3. There's honestly not that many options in striker. Striker. So
true.
It just depends on how you plan to like play it, but I like 3-5-2 a lot.
Yeah, but my only thing is I don't feel like Winks is gonna do much. Like at least for say structure.
Yeah, we gotta get Winks out of there. If you plan to
but
start,
I mean, Winks is 4.5. I mean, there aren't many 4.5 midfielders.
I have to move him and Kulusevski.
You better off moving Kulusevski to 5.0, like Rogers, and then upgrading Winks.
Yeah.
Or even going Hudson-Odoi from Nottingham. Yeah.
I really like Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah.
I honestly like Hudson-Odoi more than Gibbs White because of the value you get for 5.5.
I just find Hudson-Odoi too inconsistent, boy. You know what you're gonna get from Gibbs White. He's hardworking.
Bro, you have this bias.
He's on penalty.
Ex-Chelsea man, bro.
No. Don't get me wrong. Hudson-Odoi is one of my favorite players, right? I mean, when he's good, he's real good. But since that injury, yeah, he's so inconsistent, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I think, Gibbs White, my issue with Gibbs White is he doesn't play. He's not always in the box. He's kind of just like
he's hardworking, but he doesn't really create
He does create. He not the one
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
finishing the plays, and he
Yeah,
gets hockey
yeah,
assists, and
Yeah.
he's on pens.
Yeah,
So that's what you're paying for with that
He is on
£1 million
pens.
over him is
Yeah.
the pens. But yeah,
But what about Ilanga? Do you all think Ilanga is a good shout?
I was looking at Milano too, but
Yeah, not proven, not proven.
he's so
Yeah.
is he gonna start?
either way now. Kind of like Garnacho, but I feel like Garnacho still have more.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, I mean they have the
fair
fixtures,
point.
so honestly, anyone from that front three, I am fine with, bro. Honestly,
So Yates plays for them. He has been scoring a lot in preseason. I mean, I just took a brief look, but you know,
how much?
I don't
How much
think
each is?
I don't think he's that expensive.
Is he captain? And oh no, that's another captain.
Yeah, it's midfield, but he's a goal scoring midfielder. So
We haven't, you know what we haven't talked about? That's kind of crazy. We haven't talked about Phil Foden, which is insane. Based on
well,
last season.
you're not gonna start because Pep gonna rest players who played in Euros, so
yeah,
it
I
could be a
think
conversation we bring up later on because
I
he is a baller in himself.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think Pep. I feel like Pep. He's not afraid to lose games at the start of the season, um, but he finishes strongly. And I feel like he has like everybody from City knows how to play his system. They could play the B side, the C side. Those players gonna be playing the same way, you know.
Yeah, it's probably like if you decide if your team's not doing well and you want to like wild card by like game week 6 or 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you probably could go towards Foden just because they will be back. But yeah, no. De Bruyne, was he 9.5?
Yes.
Nobody.
I'm not sure.
What is his price point?
9.5, I think, right?
9.
Or 9? Is he cheaper than Foden? No way.
No, Foden 8, 5.
No, Foden's 9.5. So he and Foden are 9.5.
Mm.
I mean, bro, we're talking about Man City, and we haven't.
I just feel like City is you can't pick City players on your
For
team
fantasy,
because
hard
it's
for
so
fantasy.
difficult, and I that's a problem every season.
Yeah.
I think Foden might be straight in, like he might just be that guy this year.
He should be. Once he a little bit rusted and come back into the squad, he'll be good to go.
It's interesting how
like he might just be straight into the team, and if he's straight into the team, these fixtures against Ipswich, like he could just score a hat trick, bro. We forget last year he had what, 2 hat tricks?
Yeah, but he could also rest against those type of games because there are players on the bench that could easily beat Ipswich, and it's an opportunity to rest them, especially as it's the beginning of the season.
That's true.
But I feel like, I mean, with Haaland, however, they just sold Julian Alvarez to Atletico. Who's back up for Haaland? No, Haaland will going to play majority of the games. But it does raise the point whether Foden might play a false 9, or who they played the entire season without a striker before Haaland came. So they might switch a system where they play a false 9, but it's so unpredictable. So it's hard to pick City players in your fantasy team because you don't know who's going to start.
I mean, we know Guardiola probably going to start, and he's very attacking if he plays the same formation.
Guardiola and Haaland, that's it too.
If the system is how it is, I think Guardiola and Haaland is no brainers.
But Guardiola plays what, left back?
Yeah.
Yeah, left
But
back, left wing.
Ake also plays that position, right?
Yeah, but Guardiola kind of have it right now.
All right, fair enough.
So
I saw they have Calvin Phillips playing centre back in preseason. So
Right,
I mean,
what are we doing on time? How are we doing on time?
1 hour and 24 minutes.
24 minutes.
Yeah, I think we should probably wrap up.
Yeah, well, before we wrap up, I mean, there's Community Shield tomorrow. We all have for that City versus United.
City.
You know,
City, how?
sometimes United surprises you in these games, bro. They
Yeah.
come out.
They just do that and excite you for the league, and then there's a bunch of toots
Yeah.
pull off in the league.
They don't. They didn't get the midfielder in.
But I feel like City is just gonna use this as another preseason game. I mean, it doesn't matter to them as much. Um, I think Arsenal won the Community Shield last season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so and
They played
then
played a strong team though. They didn't mess around.
right, okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
If
Yeah,
Foden
I don't
starts
think they
this
don't mess
game,
around.
I might be tempted to go there.
And quickly, who y'all think gonna win the league?
Arsenal.
Come on,
Arsenal.
bro. Come on, bro.
City again. I think City will win it again.
You really
There's
want to see
there's
that
definitely a
win?
chance that they do. They probably will, but
They probably
Arsenal
will.
could
I
also win
mean,
it. I
they
think
could, but
what we have got. We still haven't got like better striker.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm a little iffy about.
who do y'all have? I still
And-
don't think y'all have replaced Saka in the midfield.
Well, I think the idea is that Gabriel could play right wing. Also, like Martinelli has played right wing sometimes backing up, as well as like Havertz could kind of play there too. So they kind of just
But what about the
just-
midfield? Is
midfield. Moreno is coming in right from Real Madrid, Real Sociedad,
okay.
and he's kind of just like a dual winner, kind of just good pass, decent passer. I don't know. It's he's just very physical, so I'm not really worried about that. I think Rice is gonna play the left-sided midfielder again, left-sided
Okay.
8.
And who will play number 6?
And I
Partey?
guess this Marino guy.
Oh.
I mean, I haven't seen much of him, but I assume that's where he's gonna play. Or Jorginho. Jorginho's still very useful, bro. So, I
Right,
don't know.
right.
Our team is 3 years matured into this like title race thing. So, this year could be it. The year,
Could
honestly.
be, but
If Saka stays healthy,
could be.
it's all about that for me because
So-
if we lose Saka, it's kind of over.
Top scorer for the league.
Haaland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Player this season.
Unless Cole Palmer do something crazy. Yeah, this
We'll run back the player this season next week, and I'll show who's player this season.
Player this season, it depends, right? Who's
anything can happen.
I'm gonna just go
Yeah.
Haaland, bro. Come on, what are we talking about?
They're Haaland, they're Saka.
Maybe Grealish or something.
What do you think the top 4 is gonna be? What do you guys think the top 4 is gonna be?
Teams?
Yeah.
I'll have to think on that one. That could be something for next week. Let me think on it.
Chelsea not in it, dog. Chelsea not in it, dog.
Don't worry.
It's definitely City, Arsenal, and then the next two had to figure themselves out. Liverpool,
We don't know how
Maybe.
Liverpool gonna play, eh?
right? With the new,
So-
yeah.
Liverpool looks good in preseason. I'll put that in there. Like
Chelsea looked good in
That makes
preseason
sense,
last
yeah.
season, so that don't mean anything to me.
they just have better players. Let's just be real. They just have more better players, bro. What are we talking about?
Yo,
Van Dijk, like they just have more mature players. I'll put it that way. Van Dijk is Van Dijk. Salah, he's gonna do his thing, and yeah, I think Liverpool is definitely top 3, and then that 4th team, Newcastle could sneak into there because they don't have Europe, for sure.
Right.
They could sneak into there.
good point.
I don't know about Spurs. It's between Spurs and Villa for me.
Yeah, and I think Villa would have a hard time with adjusting the Champions
Yeah.
League and the league.
But y'all can't count Chelsea out, eh? I just saying. We will see. We will see.
We'll see, though. We have a
But-
whole season ahead. A whole season.
If it-
Transition. They're not.
If it's one thing Chelsea could do, if it's
Uh-huh.
one thing Chelsea could do is rotate. So no matter how much competitions we in, we have players to rotate.
How many competitions y'all in?
The Conference League.
Yeah,
Oh,
we in Conference League. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's just a transition year for you guys, bro.
No, no, no. Last two seasons was transition. This
You have a
season,
new coach, new system. It's a transition year.
Yeah, it's a
fair enough.
transition season, dog.
I think
Um,
after the first 5 games, you'll kind of be able to predict what Chelsea will do. Or maybe by the sixth game rather, because that defense is still so unpredictable.
what's your first 5 games?
City,
Chelsea, City, Wolves, Palace, Bournemouth, West Ham.
is enough
That
time
Palace
to
game.
build some form though.
Yeah.
Yeah, once they're able to put that City game behind
I can
them,
see it, bro. I can see it. I see the vision. Palmer could
Yeah,
just have to go crazy, and Cuckoo have to go crazy.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
And
we
then
got a
because
new
your
striker as
defense,
well.
you'll just have to
Um,
outscore teams because your defense.
yeah. All right, we have to see about all them players by Spence way.
I don't
All
know
them
who's
men
I
they
agree.
bringing in.
starting the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Who's his goalkeeper? Is it just gonna be the
I
guy
think we
from?
I think we'll start with Sanchez, unfortunately, and then eventually, I think what will happen, Sanchez will make a mistake, and then they'll just switch to the next keeper and keep him.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. You and Man United are wait and see. That's where
yeah,
I'm at.
that's real talk. Real talk.
even
All
Spurs,
right.
right? Because I mean, their system is playing a high line and trusting it.
This is second year Spurs, so it
Yeah,
could be
good
better.
point.
I don't know. All right, we should probably wrap up here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good
Well,
timing.
it was a nice first episode of the No Name Podcast with four Trinis.
We just need to get a
We
name,
should-
bro. Come on.
yeah.
We just have to
Yeah,
figure it
But
out
it was
today, tomorrow.
join our league. I guess you had to pay me. So send the payments,
You know what? Well,
and
you
I'll
know,
send you the link to the league.
maybe you could probably I don't know.
Yeah, I'll probably sing.
I don't know how
All
fast you
right,
could put
peace,
it up, but yeah, good talk,
peace,
guys.
everyone.
Lessons.